I featured Ernest Hemingway yesterday, and I realized after the fact I should have brought my little polydactyl cat to be a co-host, because Hemingway was fond of polydactyl cats, I have heard tell. I believe some even frequent some of his former homes, something like that. I had not intended to return to Michael Ventura so soon after yesterday's little reading, but circumstances made me think twice about it. I should say my name is David Novak, and welcome to my channel. I am ostensibly a booktuber, though for the last several months I have been a practicing poet, I guess you could say, and I am now in the process of putting together a manuscript, which I hope to be done with fairly soon. Well, it'll be a bit of a week or so, I'm sure, depending on how my time goes. But now I've gotten distracted. My little cat is starved for attention, and unfortunately, she is the cat of all the cats in the world that I am most allergic to. But she really desperately needs some attention and doesn't want me to be talking to you. Well, in the news lately, there have been a couple of, at least two that I know of, commencement addresses, wherein the speaker has brought up the topic of the atrocities occurring in Gaza. These become newsworthy events when they happen. And so the thought of commencement addresses has been on my mind. And I remembered that there was an old essay by Michael Ventura that I think was one of my favorites. I'm going to read it to you. I have not prepped for this, so I haven't looked at this in quite a long time. Michael Ventura was a columnist. He wrote a bi-weekly column throughout his career at various places, but I think he was at the Austin Sun when I was aware of him. He retired, I think, around the end of the Bush administration or sometime during the Obama administration, I can't remember, to devote himself to other projects. The daily column was taking up too much of his time. But I was very disappointed when that happened. I always loved his column. And there exists numerous archives of his columns. At least there did years ago. I would assume they are still there. And it's a great place to go. Just poke around and see what there is to see. Some of them, of course, are very much pertaining to urgent topics of the day that are not so urgent to us anymore. But still, his viewpoint on things is always worth looking at. So I remembered this one because it is about a commencement address. The title is Commencement Speaker from Hell. And I will just try to give it a go. From June 9th, 2000. A graduating high school class eyes the speaker with everything from polite suspicion to impatient disdain. The kids are in a kind of daze, not quite able to believe this day has come. It don't feel. Let me start that again. Now, come on, kiddo. Why don't you settle down? Come on, settle down. She's not going to settle down. The column was named Letters at 3 a.m. So, Commencement Speaker from Hell by Michael Ventura. A graduating high school class eyes the speaker with everything from polite suspicion to impatient disdain. The kids are in a kind of daze, not quite able to believe this day has come. It don't feel real. They are experiencing two simultaneous opposite senses of time. Everything's happening too quickly and too slowly. People are moving in double time and slow motion. Every word spoken, whether casual or heartfelt, has too much meaning and none at all. They are in another world between one order of existence and another, high school and whatever comes next, and are discovering that at such times life behaves like a dream. They want to wake, but fear what they will wake to. And this cursed speaker is a part of it all, an interval within the dream that must be endured but doesn't have to be listened to. I can't remember my commencement speaker at all, whether it was a man or a woman, what was said, nothing. I can't even remember that such a speech occurred, though I know it did. I only remember being giddily happy. High school was over, and underneath that, a great grief. I would never again have a reason to see Mark and Jane and Dennis and Carl and Sue and Sarah and Jean and Glynis and the others every day. As it turned out, we all disappeared from each other's lives quickly and permanently. But there's that pesky speaker, and he or she must speak, a fact decreed, it would seem, by some demonic aspect of the graduation dream itself. One last time, high school must assert its high schoolness and pointedly ignore, or worse, pay mere lip service to, the poignancy of the moment. Celebration must be couched in terms of boredom, or something real might happen, and we can't have that. As Zelda Fitzgerald once wrote, families always think the idea is for nothing to happen to people. The diploma perhaps should be printed with just one honest word: goodbye. This speaker, the kids expect the speaker to spout a shameless mishmash of well-meaning cliches, more to comfort their parents than to instruct them. And they think they could recite in advance the speaker's earnest admonitions, which will amount to: be good, work hard, change the world, but be sweet about it, and don't tinker too much with the established order, which has worked very well for me, or I wouldn't have been invited here to tell you to be good and work hard and change the world, and don't, for heaven's sake, upset us unnecessarily. Deal? Between the lines, there's a subliminal message, insidious and forceful. All the changes you read about haven't changed the power of money, kiddo. And if you make good money, you'll find that money has a dark magic that will force you to be a lot like me, like us, and then you can get up here and tell some other captive audience to be good, work hard, change the world, but politely, and not more than you, who are one of us now, can bear. The speaker can be expected to prate about how much the world is changing and will change, but the dullness of the speech mitigates against that message. How different can the world be if dullness is still in such great supply? How much difference do the differences make if everybody is still chomping the same cliches? What the kids don't realize yet is that by some feverish fluke of the dream, this particular speaker isn't here to tell them to contribute constructively to the GNP. This speaker is an artist and a representative of artists. And artists are people whom the netherworld, follows around. They bring the netherworld with them wherever they go. They are generally not very good at being good, or at least not very consistent at it. They adore money, though they're loath to admit this, but tend to spend it recklessly on travel and lovers and questionable habits. Though full of grief and the cause of grief, the art of their art is to surrender to wonder. Their self-expression is merely a byproduct of the attempt to record an often baffled and appalled, but always boundless wonder. This makes them not soft, but tough in the purest sense, for those who surrender to wonder cannot often be pushed around by anything less than wonder. Their demons are great, and they're prone to horrid mistakes, but they leave behind fragments of incomplete beauty, works which invite you, by their very imperfections, not to sell out your imperfect humanity. Your reaction is the completion of every work of art, so the artist is always admitting a grateful dependence on others. And why is the netherworld always so near to them? Because every artist is a living meeting place between the here and now and the never, never, one order of existence and another. All human beings are, really, but artists admit it and live there. They are, in short, not here to tell you to behave. At least this speaker will be brief. If you sign up for a dull life, you'll always be afraid of death. Suddenly, some of the kids are surprised to be listening. Because dullness is death, and what most people are afraid of when they're afraid of death is the death they're already living. High school has already taught you that the world doesn't make sense and tends to be cruel. Study history and you'll see it's always been that way, and all our technological tricks haven't changed that. Maybe they've even increased it. People select a dull, safe life to protect themselves from the senselessness and the cruelty, but all that does is cut down their maneuvering room severely. You want room to maneuver, room to live, then cultivate dangerousness. I'm here to tell you to be dangerous. I don't mean dangerous tough or dangerous brutal. Believe me, the last thing you'll forgive yourself for is the causing of preventable pain. I mean, I want you to be dangerous in the sense that nobody can count on you to sign up and toe the line. Nobody can make you accede to anything you feel is wrong. Nobody can make you do anything you don't confirm for yourselves in your soul. That's dangerous. You can be counted on to show up, but you can't be counted on to bullshit. Most of you are already expert hypocrites. You talk a lot about individuality, but you worry more about fitting in. Dig it. Nobody fits in. That's the big dirty secret. Everybody feels like a stranger. And your father and the valedictorian and the prom queen. Everybody feels like a stranger, but few are willing to be a stranger. Well, you can't help but be a stranger. Yes, a stranger in a strange, strange land. The whammy, the paradox is this. The only people who feel at home are the people who are willing to be strangers. Everybody else is a prisoner. You're either a stranger or a prisoner. That's the choice. Be aware of it. Choose. I don't know how the world got this way, but I know how it can free itself, and the prophets have known it for a long time. Treat everyone, and I mean everyone, as though they are as bewilderingly complex as you, 'cause they are. They may or may not be as smart as you, but you can bet your life and every moment, whether you know it or not, you are betting your life, no matter what else you think you're doing. You can bet your life they're just as complex. We fucked up the world. Now it's your turn. Yes, you're gonna fuck it up too. Though I hope you do it. I hope you do a more interesting job of it than we did. The world is here to be fucked up by the likes of us. That's one of the reasons it's so beautiful. We keep fucking up, and the world keeps returning the favor with beauty. Just look at the sky. We can pollute it, we can radiate it, but we can't make a sunset ugly. All we can do, if we really try, is kill our own capacity to see its beauty. If we pollute it enough, it'll kill us, which is only fair. If that happens, it'll be because more people were willing to be prisoners than strangers. Which is why wars happen, and which is why the tigers and elephants and eagles are becoming extinct, and which is why millions of people the world over take so much shit from a handful of the ruling class, because they're afraid to be strangers, they're afraid not to have money, they're afraid not to be liked, they're afraid. Love certainly doesn't make the world go round, but neither does money. The glue that keeps all the crap in place is fear. And the place to face that fear is in the mirror, first, right there. And if you think that's a cliche, try it sometime. The whammy is, once you face that fear, it doesn't necessarily go away, not usually. It's right there to be faced again, over and over. You've just learned to do some facing is all, and you'll have to do it for the rest of your life. Some days and some years, you'll be better at it than others. And you'll be just as afraid in a dull life as in a risky, fascinating life. So why put up with the dullness? Okay, I'm done. Your turn, kid. Thank you for stopping by my channel.